Thank you for coming back. We're again at the Adobe think tank, coming to you live from the New York Times New Work Summit. And with me, I have Sharon Daniels. Sharon, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. And you are with ARRIA NLG, CEO and Chair. Good information. Tell me a little bit more about ARRIA and what do you guys do?
ARRIA NLG stands for Natural Language Generation. It's a form, one of the AI technologies under the natural language technologies, along with NLP and NLU. What it does is it turns data into text, written or spoken text. So you can automatically, through algorithms, turn mountains of data, literally within nanoseconds, into a written report.
That's really interesting. And you and I were just chatting before we came online. And one of the things that we talked about is we're always at these conferences. We're trying to predict the future and what's coming next and how do we get CEOs prepared. But you have a really interesting perspective on this, which is...
It's here.
It's here.
It's here already.
Yeah.
So there's really, I live it day to day with the team, and it's not a big mystery. I think one of the key things is breaking down that AI is not one thing. It's multiple forms of technology, and there are people using it every day to everything from automation of reporting to gaining that competitive edge, because for the first time you can actually get all of the insights, or at least a lot more insight out of your data than ever before. So every day we're creating more and more data through the use of technology, and it's technology that's going to allow us to gain all of that insight out of the data.
And that's really interesting. So we're talking about what's here today. We're talking a little bit about AI. We've got natural language that's coming. We have all of this data. What do we need to think about now to help give us a foundation for later? Like where are we going to make our investments now to best prepare us?
Well, I think and they're talking a lot about it in this conference, but it's understanding your current workflows and how to improve them. Yeah. And where to apply the different technologies that are available to us now. Right. I think there's an opportunity for people to redefine best practices with the use of technology and improve methodologies. We're in a world of sharing. That's sort of the tone of the world right now. It's collaboration. Yeah. And how to bring all that together. Yeah.
So our theme this week is the future of the workplace. We're going to take it a little bit into the future. And we're also going to talk specifically a little bit about the next generation of the workforce. Sure. We are at a time that by 2025, we know that 20% of the workforce will be comprised of Gen Z. And we suspect that 70% of the workforce will be Gen Z and millennials. This is a lot of data that we need to prepare for today. So tell me a little bit more about a little bit into the future. We've got this information, we're collaborating with people. How is that going to trend into the future?
So I think in the future it's all about conversation. And so one of the things that I love with natural language generation, it actually captures subject matter expertise and puts it into software. And it's through the power of language that we communicate. So information delivery is moving us forward. The future is about us enabling conversations, smarter conversations. So you will probably be talking to your computer and it will talk back to you because it will be able to. It'll be insightful, it'll be reaching into that data, pulling out to the surface insights, information, real time, so you can act on that. So, and
we're there.
We are there.
Can you imagine?
Especially with conversational AI. I mean, that is really
exactly.
We're investing heavily. ARRIA is investing heavily in the whole conversational AI space, empowering everything from chatbot to systems that are basically in need of advancing a smarter conversation with your data.
With your data, exactly. So it kind of reminds me back. Just bear with me here for a second. Reminds me back as a kid in Star Trek, right? You would say, hey, computer,
That's right.
What is that thing telling me? And to be able to ask your computer to access this particular data, to analyze it, and then bring it back to a natural language, that's pretty cool.
Drill down, if you think about how you work today. So you get a spreadsheet, let's say, and there's information, there's a story within that data. So natural language generation can tell that story to you instantly, and then as an expert, or even we like to think about leveling the playing field of expertise with the power of NLG, you can drill down. So your business intelligence dashboard or your system can then find more information.
Right.
So pulling those insights to the surface so you can make faster decisions, mission critical decisions in some case in healthcare. So the ability to interact with your data by having information at your fingertips in real time, and then drilling down through the mountains of data that we continue to generate every day.
That is so cool. That is really cool. And it also makes me think a little bit more about some of the other research we're hearing, which is the next generation workforce, specifically Gen Z, is looking for that connection, that human connection in their workplace, that's what's going to fulfill them. And so it's interesting to think about AI and technology that could also be a human connection through this natural language.
It's so true. I think it's the great cycle of life, all this AI technology that is like Star Trek and Jarvis, you know, and it's looping right back around to ultimately language.
Right.
And language is one of the most humanistic, and it makes, we're the gifted species with language. So at ARRIA, our vision is to make sure that humanity remains at the heart of artificial intelligence, and language allows us to do that. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's really great. Well, Sharon, thank you so much for joining us. This has been super interesting. I hope that we get a chance to meet again. And thank you everybody for watching. This is Adobe at the Think Tank. We're coming to you live from the New York Times New Work Summit. Stay tuned for more.